Are you living by design, or are you just going with the flow? Today, we're going to be talking about the concept of intentional living, which is really so important to me and has been really transformative in my life. It's been something that's helped me to increase my fulfillment, my purpose, and my happiness, and to really understand what my mission really is in life and what my legacy will be. I'm talking about the concept of making conscious, purposeful choices that align with my values and goals. Now, in contrast, the concept of living by default with living consciously. And by default, we're really looking at like being in the reactive, kind of being aimless, while as living intentionally, you're really proactive and you're meaningful. You may have the same situations come up. In fact, you will, but it's simply that you are in a different space, and how you move through that, how you react, how you become is what changes. And that's what changes the outcome. So there's really a lot of benefits to living intentionally. One of them is greater clarity and purpose, a sense of control over your life, and enhanced happiness and satisfaction. So self-reflection is really where you start, the foundation, if you will, for intentional living. And the way you can use introspection, or the way you can actually bring introspection to your life, is with a lot of very practical tools. One is to journal. Now, journaling can be actually handwriting. It can be talking into a microphone. It can even just be doing a video. It can be like having that kind of friend that you can kind of really interact with. You can even interact, by the way, with ChatGPT, which could be really interesting. Just make ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT not to just agree with everything you say, but to be counterpoint on it as well. Lots of ways that you can really journal. Probably the most effective way is to actually handwrite, because there's been some neuroscience that's been done that shows that the connection in the brain when you actually handwrite is much greater than if you do something else. But however works for you, and you can also use a mix of different ways. Meditation is a great way. Meditation, you can really gain clarity and reduce mental clutter. And in meditation, what you're really doing is just getting out of that intellectual brain where you think that you're in control and everything is up to your conscious decision. And that's where you get in trouble, because in your intellectual brain, you think that you have to figure it all out. Well, all that you have to go from in your intellectual brain is what you have experienced and what you've seen other people experience. Now, you have to sort of nuance and morph things in today's world, in your experience today, to be able to have the most effective way to move forward, or else you're just kind of regurgitating the past or somebody else's past, and that's not the most effective. There are also many mindful practices to stay connected to the present moment. And these are just actually calling yourself back into the present moment and asking yourself where you are, because you can so get into that kind of just that point of space where you feel like you need to be doing rather than being. And you're just sort of like reacting to everything. You're not giving yourself pause. You're not giving yourself that moment to become super conscious of where you are and to really ask yourself, what is my best way forward? Or do I even have to react right now? And so let's talk about how we can create an intentional life plan. So what you want to start doing is you want to start like really creating like goals for yourself, ideas. And these, the old term is SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And you want to not necessarily make your goals so big or so lofty that they can be hard. So what you want to do is you can make like very large goals, but then you want to break them down into, and I like the idea more of intentions rather than goals, because you want to be very fluid in this. Because it's interesting, what I've learned in my life is that the divine will give me this goal or this intention, and I start doing what I need to do to get to that. And then the next thing I know, something else just kind of pops up and kind of diverts me, possibly even completely away. But what I see is happening is that the only way that the divine can get me to move in a certain direction is by giving me this carrot, knowing full well that's not the carrot we're going for at the end of the day. And so it's really more important to be very, very in the flow about it, and understand that at the end of the day, your goals and your intentions are simply about how you believe you will feel in the moment when you achieve that. And so your main goal, your main intention should be about achieving the feeling that you are looking or striving to attain right now in this moment and as soon as possible. Because as soon as you get that feeling and that level of experience right where you are, that's where you've really won. Because anything that you feel or experience on the journey to something is how you're going to be at the end of that journey. So if you already achieved the feeling or the experience within yourself that you are looking to actually get, everything is going to match that, and everything is going to match it in the perfect flow for exactly where you are right now at this point. So in order to get these goals really set up, there's some really key things that you need to do. Number one is to identify your core values and passions. What really gets you going? What is it that's really, really super important to you? Is it kindness, or is it taking care of animals, or is it your family, or is it getting better health? Whatever it is, and there can even be different components of it. So say your whole goal is to take care of your family, and you know that you need to get better health to do that. So you might have these sort of different kind of spokes of goals that match each other and kind of support each other. You want to set, like I was saying, these long and short-term goals. You can start with the long ones and then break them down into shorter-term goals, because what happens for you is as you break these into manageable tasks with clear deadlines and also clear achievements, what happens is that your brain starts seeing that you are able to, number one, forecast what it is that you want, and you're able to have a set list of tasks, and you're able to achieve those, and you start feeling yourself winning. You start feeling yourself being successful. You start seeing yourself being empowered. And as your brain starts understanding that you are a powerful, in the moment being who is able to accomplish what it is you set out to do, that's the kind of person you become. It's the kind of life that you live. And that's the way you start creating different types of goals that might be a little bit more personalized and not so much like thinking, this is what I should be wanting. This is what people want for me. This is the way people see me. You start seeing that you have more empowerment and more control and more autonomy in your life. And that's when you start getting more passion for your goals, because working on a goal that is somebody else's idea for you gives you an entirely different level of passion than one where you have ideas of what you want to do, completely different place. So like I say, that through this, you celebrate small wins, you stay flexible and adapt to changes. And you also learn to build a support system. It's really important to find people who see you further than you see yourself, but they see you further in your type of vision, not in their vision, but in your vision. So you want to find people that will not pop your bubble, and tell you can't do it, but they actually kind of see you going even a little bit beyond that, and they want just the very best. And there are not that many people in this world like that, and all of us have to find that certain support system. And I really want this page, I want this YouTube channel to be that. So if we're your support system, amazing. Put in the comments below what it is that you are wanting to do, and I know that I will support you. And if somebody else doesn't support you, they're off this page and blocked. So there you go. Make this page your space to actually bring that forth and for us to support you in that, because that is really why I want to do this. I believe that the way to make the world a world that I want to live in and that I want my grandson to live in, I need to help others. I need to help others to understand the things that I've gone through and the wisdom and the experience that I've had. The only way I'm so grateful for everything that I've been through, but the only way to make that really pay off at the end is for those lessons and that wisdom to be passed on, so that perhaps somebody else can get the wisdom without going through the pain and suffering they had to get to, so they can get there a little bit quicker with having going through all the roadblocks, and can actually get to, I guess I'd say, my level of understanding, and then just like veer on ahead. Of course, I'm thinking I don't have that much understanding, but that's pretty common. None of us really do. So it's really about creating a legacy for yourself and also for the world around you. You want to align your daily actions with your long-term impact, because the smallest things have huge impact on your today and your future and other people's future. You have no idea how the smallest of acts can affect others and can even affect you. The simple things like making your bed, or taking an extra second to make your coffee the way you want to, or things like that, or even like maybe setting yourself up for success the next day. Maybe you lay out your clothes, or, maybe you just pick up a piece of trash scattering down the sidewalk, what I mean, in a place that's public, that's not even your place. Just these little simple acts will teach yourself and teach others that you are important, that they are important, that life is important, that everything is important, and it's very supportive. And as you find support for yourself and others, you are even more supported. You want to find, the relationships and community and causes that you care about. You want to make that part of your goal, because we are not islands upon ourselves. We are supported by community, and we need to be out there to support others. And one of the best ways to learn something is to teach it. It's to exemplify it. You won't believe how many people watch you and learn not necessarily from what you say, but what you do in the moment. And I'm always thinking that, because I'm always thinking I'm letting them down. But anyway, all we can do is do our very best in the moment at the end of the day. So it's also about kind of forgiving ourselves for, being here. And this video has a little bit of correlation with my video I did on the stages of flow, because the stages of flow have a lot to do with how we achieve goals and how we get there. So you might want to watch that video. I'll try to put it in the links. But anyway, I want you to know that your journey to intentional living starts right now. I see it for you. I see you living a beautiful life in this very moment, exactly how you'd like to, and who you want to be in that. I see you fully empowered, fully kind and generous to yourself and to others. And that is what's going to make this world a beautiful place to live. It already is. I see it, and I see it in you. And until later, love, peace, and release.